So, in our previous module, we are finished with the resource allocation management, and today we'll look after the new term project portfolio management. So, portfolio is nothing but the group of context or the constituents which is used in the organization, such as assets, products, investment, and other items. Portfolio is simply a generic term used in organizational project management which encompasses constituents like investments, products, assets, and other items, manpower, capital, uh, finance, or we can say the resource needed for overall project management. A portfolio in project management programs can includes the proper management, proper engagement of the stakeholders of the projects, and the other employees or who are externally or internally from the other organization are involved in a software project management. In software project management terminology, the purpose of the portfolio is the centralized management for all the assets used in the project management scheme, such as in what way we are managing the capital or the finance for a project. What are the budgeting and costing procedure involved by the project manager, stakeholder, and shareholder of the project management programs? And what are the functional groups involved in the portfolio project management procedure? In functional groups such as testing department, coding department, maintenance department, and software debugger and analyst, and also the department which is responsible for the market and basket analysis. Uh, a portfolio in project management refers to, here it is written that, to a grouping of the projects, assets, and the program. And a portfolio helps in establishing the standardized governance or the regulations across the organization of the world. The purpose of creating and managing in a portfolio is to ensure the business is taking on the right projects and making sure that they align with the company's values, strategies, and goals. Here it is written that the intention of portfolio in project management is that to verify or to analyze that whether the organization, the kind of project, whether it is a system enhancement project, whether it is a business enhancement project, whether it is a cross towards enhancement projects, or it is a research based projects, the kind of project an organization is undertaking, what the benefit the organization is going to make at the end of the project in terms of the resources, in terms of the market analysis and market penetration, customer satisfaction, and in the terms of the overall expenditure or overall cost estimation that our organization has made for the project. How does a portfolio relate to the program and projects? How can we relate the portfolio in a project management? So here it is written, the program are created to group together similar or related objects. This allows a strategic management or independency such as shared resources. In our organization, we have the limitation of the resources, whether it is hardware, whether it is the software, or employees, or the manpower, or we can say the platform or the environment in which the software project is being developed, or resources in the terms of the time constraints. And according to the modern scenario of the project management, the one more resources has been added is the organizational behavior and culture, which is called the diversity and workforce of the organization. So, what are all the resource allocation and management processes are used by the organization to effectively use the limited resources? Suppose there is a skilled person in an organization who is very skilled, and he is already undertaking the 2 or 3 projects. He's coding, he's working in the coding department, the testing department, and other departments also. And all of a sudden a new project assigned to the organizations, and his project managers deliver him a small Snapchat message through mail that your consideration towards this project will be appreciable. Means he's indirectly he's ordering to his down authorities to be the part of a new project. So a person who is working on the 4 project already and also getting involved in a new project. So as I have told ki human resources or the manpower is also a kind of resource in the organization. So there will be the overload of the resources, whether it in terms of the financial or in the terms of the manpower or software or hardware, or in the terms of hardware, or suppose overload hardware capacity of an hardware or architecture of the software is 256 bits, and you are overloading the software structure on that particular hardware is beyond the capacity of the hardware. So this sorts of example come under the category of resource overloading. The construction of the level ship would be project. The repairs of a commercial ferry would be another project. These 2 projects are unlikely to be grouped together into the program because they are not very similar. We are combining 2 different procurement resources to a single projects. That's why it is already said that the stakeholder analysis and management is very important or crucial at the very beginning phase when project planning and activities is being developed by the project manager. In our next section, we have this several constraints for the portfolio project management. As such is similar scopes, common requirements. Means the different projects having the common requirements, means that in an organization, for example, I tell you, in an organization there is only one software testing department, and at a time there are number of projects going on in the organization. So common resource or common requirement can be categorized as a testing department. Ki the number of projects assigned in the different department has to be tested by a single testing department. So it may, we can say, a overload of the requirements and the resources for the particular departments. To minimize this kind of problem, the proper documentation and planning for the software projects has to be done in the portfolio project management itself. And the shared stakeholders, for example, the common groups of stakeholders are working in a project and they have also interest in some other projects. So stakeholder sharement can be an issue in portfolio project management, and identical quality measures, similar timelines, and so on. Therefore, management may decide it's best to group them together as a program under a program manager. This could allow for opportunities such as discounts for ordering 5 ships worth of the material together. It could also assist that the sharing resources, knowledge, best practices, and other assets across the projects. So overall, the intention of the portfolio project management is that we will see in the further slides, but overall we can see that the portfolio project management portfolio is nothing but the grouping of the resources in such a way that we can easily or efficiently divide them according to the different projects coming to the organization. So here we have an example. Now consider that your shipyard can also take on so much work at a time. For instance, you may only be able to take in the 5 projects at a time, regardless of the type of job. Although commercial repairs and naval construction are not in the same program, they may become the part of the same portfolio if it takes a sense of for the business. So business, for the intention of the business intelligence, also the software portfolio management is used. So overall, the proper definition of the portfolio management is that it would help to ensure the company balances the overall number and the types of project it takes on. In such case, it would ensure the total projects plan at one time does not exceed its minimum capacity of handling the resources. It can also ensure that the company takes on the appropriate project ratio. For example, repair projects are likely to be short term and are at of higher risk and must be profitable at the same time. While construction projects will be longer term, lower risk but less profitable for the organization. Depending on the company's priorities and appetite of the risk, management may want to maximize one type of project over the other. But if they are not managed under a centralized portfolio, means there are two kind of project which is running at the same time. For example, if a project is of a more profitable for the organization in terms of money, and other is more less profitable in terms of the money for the organization, but if they fall under the same portfolio for the project and of the organization, then depending on the company's priority कि हमको किस project को सबसे ज़्यादा priority देना है, however we are getting a long term benefit from this single project. So it is not डिसाइडेड एंड प्लान्ड वेल इन अंडर द पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट. तो ये कंपनी के टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर के लिए काफ़ी बड़ा एक रिस्क हो सकता है. दिस थिंग्स विल बी डिस्कस्ड अंडर द रिस्क असेसमेंट एंड एनालिसिस फर्दर इन फर्दर मॉड्यूल्स. This type of strategic planning would be difficult, but it is not impossible, right? Here is a diagram of the portfolio project management concept is given. See, software project management is not an easy paper. It is one of the tricky paper that have been encountered in an academics. और बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में तो ये पेपर पढ़ाए भी नहीं जाते हैं, बिकॉज इस पेपर को पढ़ाने के लिए द फैकल्टीज विच इज़ रिक्वायर्ड इज़ quite be experienced with the software project management areas. Whether I am not experienced yet, but I am uploading videos as such because I have done the 2 research papers in this particular domain, software engineering and software project management, and this is my one of the specialization paper also. That's why I have studied a lot of things about related to it, and a lot of research work I have done related to it, how the organization use some different concepts. So that is why I have a good strategic plan over this paper, and that's why I'm uploading the content over it. So software engineering or software project management is one of the tricky paper. It needs a lot of concentration and a lot of regular practice or visualization. Most over the however it is a theoretical paper, but you need to think it practically. आप जब तक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से कनेक्ट करके सोचेंगे नहीं कि वो काम कैसे हो रहा है, तब तक यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस पेपर. The main difficulty to understand software project management is this only. So here it is a diagram of given portfolio management, which is given evaluation, selection and execution, and it is shown the practices and the process measurement and the governance overall the software project analysis. The PPM spectrum and model, I don't remember what we can say, the investor of this model who has invented this, but I don't remember right now. But here we first set the goal and then objective and then initiate the project. You might have studied enterprise resource planning. What we do in enterprise resource planning, there is a concept of CRM. It means that उसका मतलब होता है customer relationship management. उसमें मॉडल्स होता है. वी हैव द 5 मॉडल अंडर CRM. वन उसमें से एक होता है बिजनेस प्रोसेसेस री इंजीनियरिंग. तो कस्टमर प्रोसेसेस में क्या होता है कि इंटरप्राइज, जितने भी बड़े बड़े इंटरप्राइज हैं, तो उसमें जो भी कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप का जो भी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होता है, इट हैज़ अ सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट एंड सेपरेट रूल्स एंड मॉडल्स proposed already by the PMBOK, who has encountered and invented this kind of rules and regulation and models. So enterprise resource planning may you might have studied these things, that how the processes are being re-engineered, business processes re-engineering. In the same kind of project, we use the historical data of the organization to make the new project planning, then in order to idealize what the trend of the new market. However, जैसे हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि आज से 10 साल पहले देयर वाज नॉट द स्कोप ऑफ द मशीन लर्निंग, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, आईओटी. आज के इस ट्रेंड में एवरीथिंग इज गेटिंग डिजिटलाइज्ड एंड यूज्ड बाय द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड आईओटी. चिप बेस्ड रेफ्रिजरेटर, चिप बेस्ड एयर कंडीशन, चिप बेस्ड कार, चिप बेस्ड क्या कहते हैं टेलीविजन. एवरीथिंग इज कमिंग in a programmable manner, IoT based. But before 10 years there was not a concept of IoT and AI. So how जैसे जैसे market trend change होता है, we analyze the market. सी सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट एक ऐसा पेपर है जिसमें सारा कॉन्सेप्ट, इट हैज़ द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ नेटवर्किंग, इट हैज़ द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ई कॉमर्स, इट हैज़ द कॉमर्स ऑफ इंटरप्राइज. At the same time, it also has the concept of different papers like database management system and data warehousing also, because the thing I am speaking right now, market and basket analysis, these are the part of data mining techniques. So enterprise में ये सब चीज़ें पढ़ाई जाती हैं. आई विल नॉट गो इन मच डिटेल. जब हम इंटरप्राइज वाला मॉड्यूल डिस्कस करेंगे उसमें आई विल गो इन मच डिटेल अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग्स. Here in this slide it is written that why do we need portfolio management. So it enables to use the resources efficiently, as I have told. Help the organization to coordinate and align all the projects workload. मतलब प्रोजेक्ट का जो वर्कलोड है उसको अच्छे से हम मैनेज करके, उसका पर्टिकुलर प्लान करके उस रिसोर्सेज और प्रोजेक्ट के वर्कलोड को कम कर सकते हैं यूजिंग पोर्टफोलियो प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट टेक्निक्स. एंड इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स इन एफिशिएंटली एलोकेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज. मतलब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर जितने भी रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल है, वेदर इट इज़ इन एबिडेंट और वेदर इट इज़ इन लिमिटेड वे, उसको हम एफिशिएंटली एलोकेट कर सकते हैं. Okay, do the right work. It is easiest for the project manager to manage all the things, and such kind of things comes under false. These are very basic things you can read at your own. Improve the ability to deliver the project, easier to find dependencies among projects, a lot of things. Here is a model by the Sean Maynard, is given in 2005. 2005 शायद याद नहीं हमको. In this model we study that how the jobs in the role of the life cycle of a project management is associated with the portfolio management. यहाँ पर हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि सीनियर लीडरशिप का जो टीम होता है, द कॉम्पिटिटिव ड्राइवर्स इन द कस्टमर फीडबैक सेक्शंस आर इंटरनली लिंक्ड विद द पोर्टफोलियो, अंडरस्टैंड द मार्केट. फिर उसके बाद मार्केट सेगमेंट को हम डिफाइन करते हैं, फिर पोर्टफोलियो एनालिसिस करते हैं, फिर मार्केट बास्केट एनालिसिस पे बेस्ड हम स्ट्रैटेजीज प्लान करते हैं कि मार्केट में क्या चल रहा है, कस्टमर को क्या चाहिए, उसके हिसाब से वी एलोकेट द रिसोर्सेज टू द प्रोजेक्ट्स. And then they develop the project plans, and it is interdependently related to the release planning, iteration planning, product development and product deployment. See, product deployment is not another process. Product deployment is a process at the last stage of the project management. जब प्रोजेक्ट ख़त्म होके क्लोजर हो जाता है, मतलब प्रोजेक्ट टर्मिनेशन, when the team disassembled for its particular manner. The processes of portfolio is given. I think though too much discussion on this particular topic is not needed. It's very easily understandable. I have given the main gist of this topic. This is important. PPM implementation process. First we need to identify the vision and the sponsors who are sponsoring the portfolio management, right? Because organization में बहुत सारे investors होते हैं, तो as I have discussed the stakeholder analysis and management, कि you have to analyze कि which stakeholder is fruitful for the organization. Then we have the kickoff meeting, access organization maturity, We prepare a work breakdown structure for the portfolio management. Work breakdown structure कहने का मतलब क्या है कि हम मंथली टास्क को डिवाइड करते हैं कि इस ड्यूरेशन में हमारा ये काम होगा, ये काम होगा, ये जब हम लोग प्रोजेक्ट शेड्यूलिंग करेंगे, व्हेन वी विल हैव अ डिटेल्ड लुक आफ्टर ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर मॉडलिंग हम लोग करते कैसे हैं, वी विल लुक आफ्टर इट बाय टेकिंग एन एग्जाम्पल ऑल्सो. Portfolio prepare management plan, conduct a stakeholder analysis, provide orientation session on the portfolio management, and all such things. Then we collect the baseline, where we prepare a portfolio review board and determine the roles and responsibilities of each and every member involved in the project, and such things. Then we have tools of the portfolio management. This is not required. This is a screenshot of a PPM tool. MS project पे हम लोग use करते हैं this tool का. Here it is written that how we use this PPM tool, how we are dividing our sub task and resources allocation. Here it is a very project management tool look, और यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है monitor portfolio performance across the multiple dimensions. So at last, what should be the output of the PPM tools? So it should accurately portray the status of the investments, meaningfully interact with the stakeholder, and making the solution as possible as to the project. So this is the list of the PPM vendors are given. I think this is not needed. Microsoft, Oracle, ITM software. This such companies provide the PPM tool, project portfolio management. So that's all for today. In our next tutorial, we will start off with the requirement engineering and people management. Thank you.